Yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is Look Back, the one-shot by Tatsuki Fujimoto. I am coming to this I was going to do it as a live stream. I said that a couple times, actually, but in my current situation with my laptop, I cannot live stream and also record at the same time. I kind of wrecked a jump doing that. Actually, I might put this out on the same redirect as that jump. We'll see. But either way, I don't want to wreck this, so no chat, no stream, just gonna pre-record this one. Uh, what do I think is going to happen? I really have no idea what this could be. Like, I've read quite a few of Fujimoto's one-shots, and they all tend to be a sort of like an analysis of a certain bit of shonen, I guess is the way I would phrase it. I mean, that's been like a lot of his manga. It's been the here is this one idea of shonen, and I'm not going to tear it apart. I'm just going to think about it really hard. Like, he is someone who does really like the shonen spirits. So, the thing that's really throwing me off with this one is that for most of his one shots, they're like, 23 pages, 30 pages, maybe. Some of them are actually a lot less. But Look Back is like the length of a volume. Well, not a full volume, but still, it's like, I'll click on it and look at the page counts, but it's really, really long. And I'm very curious to see why he made something this long. 145 pages. The Viz reader tends to be a little wiggly wobbly there. So, still at least 140 pages. The thumbnail did not have any color in it, so I'm guessing there is no color in this. Yeah, I really have no idea. Looking at the thumbnail, it was very just characters in a room. So I guess I don't really have anything to go off of. Guess we'll just go right in. Fujino, your 4-panel manga strips are really funny again. By a look back, actually, is this somewhat autobiographical? That would make the most sense, because Fujino is very close to Fujimoto. That is a good 4-koma. Also, the way these panels, overlap the second 4-koma is really good. There's also so much, sass in the way he holds himself. I feel like... Also, I do feel like he probably did not draw these in 5 minutes. Kyomoto. Okay. Treating the class next door. The kid can't come to school but wants to try drawing manga. Oh, this is going to be super good, isn't it? It's definitely going to be the, I'm so cool without even trying, and then he gets blown away. I also really love the contrast of, these aren't bad, but they are super amateur compared to, a more realistic style. It is the classic, in manga, if someone is drawing manga or drawing a 4-koma, and they draw it really badly, it is the question of, is this drawn badly in universe, or is this, is this what a drawing looks like in a world that is already a drawing? This is the real, no, you can do a lot better. I also really love the contrast here of, almost certainly the reason why all these adults in his life have said, he's really good at drawing is because, he's a kid. And this is the first time where he's really being confronted with the concept of, oh yeah, maybe I'm not that good at drawing. A 4th grader who's better at art than me? No way, I'll never allow it. But okay, so he's getting serious. Study perspective, learn anatomy, be conscious of space. The #1 tip is, just draw, stupid. As someone who has never been artistically talented, the biggest hurdle really is just draw, stupid. I have the problem of I will draw a little bit, and then I will be just very demotivated by how shitty I am at drawing, and then I will just stop. Whereas I know a lot of people, especially, being very much into furry stuff, I've definitely had the experience of, favoriting a bunch of people on DeviantArt when I was really young, and then looking at that, 10 years later and seeing that, yeah, even if you do things that a lot of artists say you should never do, the #1 thing is, if you want to do furry art, you should draw humans first. Because by drawing humans first, you learn a lot more about anatomy, whereas, furry characters are, by their very nature, you can mess around with their anatomy, you can mess around a lot with, the way they're drawn, their proportions and all that. So, human first gives you a hard basis of, this is real, this is something I compare myself to, and then from there I can, do animal stuff and then combine them. Whereas if you jump right to animal characters, a lot of the time you pick up really bad habits. And then if you draw human characters, almost anyone can pick out that that is definitely a human character as drawn by a furry artist. But even so, even despite that, there are a lot of people where I can see after, 10 years of drawing and having those flaws and not wanting to change because now they have a very distinct style that people like they do still get better and better and better just by sheer force of doing art and working harder in whatever way they choose. Okay, he's seriously trying it. The anatomy guide gets there's an anatomy guide, then he gets a sketching guide, then he gets a perspective guide and a drawing the head and figure guide. Or is that hand and figure? Oh, this is so cool. Like, not just in the way the dates are shifting, but in the fact that, like, there's something to this. Like, the fact that the buildings outside don't change at all, but his room does actually shift around quite a bit. And it isn't it isn't even fully logical. Like, his alarm clock and whatever this is, I guess a book or something? Or, I guess that's a book. And then for these three, it's uh, box of tissues. But like things just sort of realistically shift around as time passes. This is also very much just in Fujimoto's wheelhouse, like the very sequential arts. I can see why this is going to be 145 pages. So he spent 2 whole years learning how to just draw better. Aren't you getting too old for drawing? So he's completely ignoring his friends, not to mention, if you draw middle school, people will think you're a creepy otaku, you know? But he does like it. I mean, I do respect this about mangaka, that Japanese culture is very like, drawing is not a useful skill, even though there are so many jobs that are based around, at the very least, not just drawing schematics, but like there's all sorts of good uses for just being able to draw, but it tends to be lumped. I mean, from every mangaka I've heard or like read their autobiographies, it seems to always be lumped around just like, that's for kid stuff, or you shouldn't do that forever, there's no future in it. I mean, to be fair, like, if you want to be like an animator or something, I could also understand why your parents would say there's no future in it, because so much of being an animator is just being paid minimum wage to draw the same thing over and over and over again, and sometimes you just don't get paid. Like, it's not that stable. I wonder how much of this part is autobiographical. Okay, so the school paper's still coming out. Presumably he still has a strip in it. So, like, he has gotten better. It isn't just, like, a circle out of nowhere. Like, there is way more composition. Like, these desks look really good. Like, it is all more put together, but it's still super amateur. Whereas, to be fair, I don't know if Kyomoto's really changed that much. I guess he has, actually. Like, all of this seems way more detailed, and, like, there's way more cross-hatching. So, yeah, I guess he's also been improving. It's hard to tell with this style, though, because, even with the school for Coma, like, it was so much empty space. It was so much, like, I guess that's also it. Like, there's, like, way more variety in what's going on here. Like, the school was really well drawn, but it was also, like, it's all the school. It's all, like, wood and whatnot, whereas these are, like, so many different things. This is really the sort of strip where, like, I don't know if any kids would be very into it. Like, it's the kind of thing I appreciate a lot more now, but I remember as a kid, like, reading strips like that and just going like, this is boring. There's no one talking in these. Whereas now I would be able to appreciate the art a lot more. Like, I've been reading a lot of Silver Age comics as of late, and that's also been a big, like, the aesthetic is so different from manga, but they're also so much more dense, even more dense than, like, modern comics. And there's something to that, like, extreme density and that, like, the art being lower quality, but still being appealing and still being able to, like, get across a lot of action and, it's so cool. God, I love sequential arts. So, has he truly given up? Slacking off. He's with his friends. He's doing karate, so he might be able to put that on his transcripts. He's becoming a normie. Okay. So that's grade school. So Fujino and Kyomoto are finally gonna meet. I wonder how this is gonna go. Like, traditionally it would be they hit it off, become friends, they realize they've got a lot of shared experience or a lot of, like, shared viewpoints. But I could see Fujino just hating him. Also, is this a skirt? To be fair, actually, I don't know Fujino's gender. I've been saying male this entire time because I've been assuming this is Fujimoto. I wonder if he's just locked in his room constantly drawing manga. So many sketchbooks. And that is the, like, I guess Fujino's a girl. But, like, Fujino's, after 2 years, Fujino had, like, 4 or 5 sketchbooks, like, a tiny little pile. And to see these piles, like, so many, they're littering the hallway. I mean, I guess that also does beg the question of like what's going on with their family situation. Because like this whole house is also very, very clean. It's not like it's like in disrepair or anything. Oh, I gotta read this one. Don't come out, come out, come out. It's the Shut-In World Championship Finals. Kyomoto's in first place by a wide lead. I wonder if Kyomoto got the school paper, actually. Because, like, if you're a shut-in, like, I imagine school paper's only available at the school. Like, they're not doing deliveries of it, right? So I wonder if Kyomoto ever actually read it. Ah, there we are. And also, it is a strip, Fujino-sensei. So Kyomoto does respect Fujino as, like, a mangaka. I was honestly expecting Kyomoto to look a lot worse than this. Like, Kyomoto just looks kind of ratty, but not, like, super, like, physically destroyed or anything. Okay, so they get the newspaper every week. I'm actually a fan of yours. Can I get your autograph? My back. Please sign my back. But okay. So it is the, like, I always thought that I was completely incompetent compared to your art. So to hear that you were my fan. And he even remembers the individual weeks that they ran. I couldn't always finish my strips in time, but you ran yours every single week while going to school too. It was so amazing. I was like, is she really in the same grade as me? Such a bold-faced lie. Are they gonna work together? This is so cool. She's so into it. Getting back into manga. Also, this background looks so gorgeous. I really appreciate the way Fujimoto draws rain. Like, the fact that it's always streaks and they're always so, like, chaotic, but it's not just, like, an absolute mess. There is a structure to them. There's a lot of, like, I don't know how I would put it apart from, like, I can see a lot of, like, triangles and, diamonds in it. It's very appealing. And, like, it never messes up his really, really strong backgrounds. Like, I was always very impressed with that in Chainsaw Man. When, I think it was the Reize arc, mostly when I noticed that. Back at it. Another time skip, maybe? Like, this is graduation, so I could see us skipping all the way past middle school. Alright, that is a high school uniform, actually. Huh. So do they live together now? Okay, and so they are working together for this. So I wonder if she really is gonna submit it or not. It's coming together. I really like how, like, this thing specifically, which I guess it's full of Weekly Shonen Jumps, actually, is, like, it starts off with only 2 here, and then, like, by this point, it's basically entirely filled up. Plus the bottom's all filled up. Okay, they're both girls. That shows my bias. Damn, I really hope they get something here. I'm also very curious to see what their art looks like now. Because I imagine both of them have now, like, leveled up quite a bit. But even so, like, there's so many series I've seen, like, especially, like, gag series, where the character art is a noticeable step down from the background art. And so the background art does have to compensate to not look, like, too high detailed. Like, there is a bit of shifting early on. Okay, did it run? If it didn't run, at the very least, maybe they got an honorable mention. An improbable 13-year-old duo takes runner-up. So, runner-up, damn! You can feel the age in the story and characters, but even then, this is a quality you just don't get from 13-year-olds. I want to see this team keep growing as they try their hand at different things. This had such a powerful flair, you wouldn't think it was made by middle schoolers. The background art in particular is high level, I hope they keep drawing. But yeah, the character art is still, it's a little sketchy. But like, even then, like, the composition is getting better and better. And okay, so their name is Kyo Fujino. Like, they did do the, like, we're both using a single pen name. I withdrew 100,000 yen. They had 100,000 yen? Damn. I mean, that is only $1,000, but still. And this is so satisfying after seeing the constant grind to see both of them now just, like, doing casual stuff, like, just actually trying to go out and live. And, like, you know, like, they are essentially just going out on a date. This is so cute. He spent like crazy and still only used 5,000 yen. So she is getting, like, better at dealing with crowds and stuff. You can thank me with 100,000 yen. They're doing research. And yeah, these, like, the character art is getting a lot better, especially in the Cicada Humans. Like, that just looks kind of generic, but this does have more of that, like, horror manga vibe. Also, look at this hand. The hand is actually a hand now. It looks like they are, like, going towards more of a horror bent in general. The world of background arts. But damn, they're actually gonna be mangaka. So why is she pushing herself? I mean, like, I fully accept the concept of going to art school, like, wanting to have a classical education, wanting to, like, properly broaden your horizons and, like, learn all the basics properly. But why is she doing this? Is she just scared of, like, being, a duo? Want to stop relying on you and try being independent. I mean, it's pretty obvious also that Fujino is, like, intentionally trying to play with her emotions. Like, she is trying to force her to stay with her. Like, this is not the, I need you. It is a, you can't handle this. You need to be with me. Which I get as a, like, as a young person. But okay, she moved out. Shark kick. Kyo Fujino. Very, very transparent for this one, Fujimoto. I wonder if Fujimoto was part of a duo then. Like, it's either that or, like, both of the girls' names have elements of, Tatsuki Fujimoto in them. So I wonder if that is supposed to be more of a metaphorical, like, these are the two sides of me. That's so many Shark Kick Volume 11s. Got an anime adaptation, so many more Volume 11s? What is happening here? I'm really trying to crack if there's something to the so many Volume 11s. Like, I would assume that it's supposed to be a, like, being stuck situation. Though it seems like, Fire Punch only ran for, was it 11 volumes? I feel like it was less than that, actually. I thought that was like 8. If it's not a being stuck in a rut, then I wouldn't know what the purpose of all these Volume 11s is. I mean, I guess also just to say that Shark Kick is, like, filling up her life. Like, even if it isn't everything she wants. And what is going on with their other series? Or actually, no, I guess Shark Kick was their other series. Like, that was the we are now serialized. So, how's, I repeat, midday today at the Yamagata City Yamagata Prefecture Art College, a man with no fixed address began attacking students with an axe-like tool. Jesus Christ. Hope she's okay. I mean, is this Funo and Kyomoto, or... Oh, okay, these are... Is this imaginary or not? Like, the snow is breaking up the panels as if they are, like, the imaginary broken panels. It's gotta be imaginary, then. It's gotta be. Or a flashback. One or the two. Because they do look younger here. Improve your art skills and your speed increases with them. So was this a, I need to get better and I don't know of a way to get better than to go to art school? I can't get over this snow breaking up the panels. That's such a cool idea. I've never seen anyone do that before. But okay, so that was a flashback. So her mom probably told her that Kyomoto's in the hospital or something, right? 12 dead, 3 seriously injured. So Shark Kick is going on hiatus. So now I'm even more confused by the constant Volume 11s, or like, the repeated Volume 11s. God damn, so she is dead. And it looks like she did pull herself together quite a bit when she was in, university. Or at the very least, like, she was presenting herself more, like, she cloned her hair, she put it together, she got a ponytail. Like, she shaped herself up a little bit. But shit, I mean, what do you do now? So, Fujino blames herself for this. Which I guess, yeah, like, that is the... she wanted to stay inside for her entire life. She finally pushed herself to go out, and... I mean, this isn't her fault at all. It is just a crazed murderer. But I understand the psychology of... She went out, and when she went out, she died. Therefore, it's my fault for bringing her out. And that does explain how, like, it doesn't explain it, but it adds more to it being, like, so fate-like. Like, the fact that she, on a whim, drew it, and then dropped it, and then it, like, slid under the door. What the fuck? Don't come out. Did she change time? Or I guess, is this the, like, is it torn in this shot? Yeah, it is still torn. So she is, like, she still has, or, she eventually gets this book again. Is this a, like, she would have died no matter what situation? I mean, she made it to school. Which also does, like, recontextualize the whole, I want to go to the school, I want to learn, as not necessarily being anything connected to Fujino. Like, if, despite not having a friend, despite not having, someone pushing at her back, she still would have gone here anyways. So is this the day? A student sat down on a sofa on the second floor of the building for a Western-style painting program on a break. The student heard a metallic knocking sound from the stairs. At this time, there were no other students near the sofa. A man entered the building from the other stairs and approached the resting students. What the fuck? And I mean, she's already bad at communicating. Not to mention that even if you are good at communicating, it'd be it'd be very difficult to deal with this person. Like, he's so out of his mind. Nani? What the fuck? Oh, okay. So I guess it is the, like, in this altered world where she never stopped being a shut-in, then she would have also stopped being a mangaka. As a result, like, because she had already been disillusioned with being a mangaka, she would have continued being a karate person. And so she would have saved her life. That is a wild idea. Are you Fujino-sensei? And even here, like, even after, like, that has to be what, like, 10 years? Well, no. It'd be somewhere around there, like, 8 years maybe? Like, even despite all that time, despite her, like, spending so long not doing manga, the moment she says, why did you stop drawing manga? She immediately, presumably lies once more and says, no, I picked it back up again, be my assistant. And then we get the reverse here of her skipping home. Oh, first kiss! Right, this one. So I guess this is sort of the opposite of that strip. That strip being the, like, kiss me again when we were born, and then the end is the horrible tragedy. This was the horrible tragedy is in the middle. Actually, I guess this is also technically a death ray in the middle. Except instead of it being reincarnation, it is a loop. The loop part is the high strangeness, super weird part of this. Okay. What did she draw here in response? Because I assume it's going to be, it slides through the door, and then grade school Fujino picks it up. Oh, okay, so this is Grieving Fujino. Look Back by Kyomoto. It's also so cute that it is, like, it's in Fujino's, like, not necessarily Fujino's style. Like, even her style was never like this, like, when she was sketchier. It was never this composed. It is 100% Kyomoto style. But it is, like, it's less so. It is way more a thing she's just sketching out really fast, as opposed to the super high detailed backgrounds she was known for before. So, is she gonna be behind the door? Or is it just a, that was a miracle from another timeline? So this whole time, she was a fan of Shark Kick. Like, she was following her this entire time. She was filling out the surveys. To begin with, I don't even like drawing manga. It's not fun, the entire process is a hassle. It's super unglamorous, too. You can draw all day long and still be nowhere near finished. So, what changed her? Why did she... Like, I mean, I guess it is just the competition, right? Like, she initially did it as a joke, as a, like, it doesn't take me that long to do this. It wasn't a big deal. It was because she was pushed by, it was because she was being pushed by Kyomoto. Or rather, because she was working together with Kyomoto after that point. Look at that smile. God, I love these two so much. I wonder if the multiple volume 11s was supposed to just be she was stuck. But, like, she didn't go on hiatus or anything. God damn, what a one-shot. So, I mean, 100%, they were definitely in love. But, like, on top of that, the entire midsection is so strong. Like, whether you take it literally or whether it is Fujino just, like, having this dream sequence, because you could also interpret it as that, as the, like, in another world, if I hadn't saved her, would she still be alive? I mean, I think you can also read it literally as a, like, here is what really would have happened. Yes, she would have still been alive. They would have come back, but, together, but that is not the way it is in this world. Now I'm really curious about how much of this is on some level autobiographical. But I mean, regardless of that, it's just a really well put together one-shot. And I appreciate, like, how fucking long it is. Fujimoto is, even in something like Fire Punch, I did feel like his style was being constrained a bit just by virtue of having a page count, or by virtue of, like, a lot of it, had room to breathe, but it was still somewhat constrained. And Chainsaw Man is even more so. Like, Chainsaw Man is closer to being a Western comic in terms of how dense it is, but, or, like, an early Western comic as opposed to a modern one. Whereas Look Back is so decompressed. Like, there are parts that are very, smushed together, but then there's so much time to breathe. There's so much just gorgeous, like, art and gorgeous two-page spreads. And I appreciate how tight the cast is. Like, it is essentially just a story of two girls. And, it gives it this extreme intimacy. Yeah. This whole like third act sequence is just so good. Because like it isn't even a bitter wish fulfillment thing. It isn't the like no matter what this wouldn't have changed. It is a no, there is an alternate, potential world in which, she would have been saved and they would have come back together and they would have been doing arts. It's just not this world. Yeah, I don't have like I'm still just kind of stunned. But overall, fantastic one shot. I do wish I had been able to read it on stream. Like I feel like I'd probably have more to say about it if that were the case. But still, really, really good. Really hope this recording is not completely botched. I double and triple checked beforehand because I knew this was going to be really good. And yeah, god damn. So, that was Look Back by Fujimoto. Really excited to see Chainsaw Man Part 2, or whatever else he does, because to be fair, like, if he just wants to do some more one-shots, that'd also be fine. I do fully think at this point that Chainsaw Man Part 2 is not going to start until, like, after the anime comes out, or, like, right before the anime is about to conclude. So yeah, color me excited for whatever Fujimoto-sensei puts out next. What a genius. That's all for now. Thank you so much. Catch you on whatever I put out next. Bye for now. Yeah.